is if you go onto your project, this is Adobe After Effects here. If I drag and drop my clip into it, it might take a while to load up because of this happening. It should be nearly done. And then drag and drop this into this layer here. Oh no, that's come out. Get rid of that. Composition, new composition, and then I've got my custom preset settings here of 1080p. So I press OK, and then I just drag and drop the clip onto it like this. Make that a little bit shorter so we can zoom in on the clip. And what we can do is move through the scene to wherever I get the no scope. That's happened already there. So a little laggy whilst this is still loading. Alright, now we're getting some colour here. As you can see, it just sort of makes it look a little better. And to add the animation that I did on the Ace on the Banks' trailer, you would just use these settings, turn stuff down to 0, like the strength and the cluster and everything, keyframe it to come in to add more of these settings or whatever you'd want to do. Right, so we'll get rid of all this anyway. And what we need to do is make sure our render settings are good enough, all done. So I'll go to save here, click on this, and I'll just chuck it in here as no scope text and save that. And I've also got a multipass on. I'm not sure if that'll already be turned on for you or not, but if it's not and it's not there, you have to do the right click and find it, and if it isn't there, or if it already is there and unchecked, then check it and add these two here. Now rendering, all you need to do is click and hold on this and go render to picture viewer. It should start rendering. Now I'm going to leave this to do it and then skip forward in the once this is done, in like however long it's going to take me to render it. I'll skip forward on that. Oh no, hang on, just got something here. Make sure you always do, because sometimes I do this and mess it up. What you need to make sure of is in your output, if I can click on it, click to all frames, but you can do a manual so you can do how many ever frames you want, but I'm just going to click all frames here. It's 150 frames, and if that's taken me about a minute or two a frame, then that's a few hours to do just to render that. So what you do here is you can click and then click render to picture viewer, click yes on this because you've just changed the settings, and it should start rendering. So now I'll skip back, and now you should in a minute see the final product of this, and then I'll continue on to how to green screen it in After Effects. So now you should have it done enough. Skip through to where it's finished, and now if you just press spacebar on it, it should go through the whole thing of what it's going to look like in the video. Just, it might be a bit smoother in the video. I still got that jump bit, but I don't like it, but you probably haven't got a jump in yours. Right, now you need to go to save as, and let me just move this box over here. If you just go to top box and change to animation, and the second box you need to be on QuickTime Movie, and then on the options here you should have those already on there, but just check they're the same, and then click OK, and it will ask you to save it somewhere. Just call it whatever you want to. I'm going to call it no scope rendered, just because that's easiest to find, and then it should save it here. Just wait for it to finish saving. Make sure you're not doing anything else, because it's quite a big process for it to do for some reason. And then that's all that needs to be done. Just click off that box there. Alright, so now you've got all that done, that's all we need for Cinema 4D. Don't need to use that anymore, so you can click right off that. And if we go to After Effects, we've got our project which we started. If you just drag and drop in the file, find wherever you saved it to, whatever you found it as, and then that will come up in the project box there. You need to drag and drop that onto the video, and then it should come up like that. Now, for the effect that you need to use, it's in effects, it's called keying. It's called keying 1.2. Now, depending on the version you have, I'm not sure whether it's in that version, but I've got CS4, and that's a pretty up-to-date version. I think there's just CS5 out now after that. And and I've got it, so I'm not sure how far back it goes to CS2 and that, but if it's there then you've got it. So click on that, and then you click on the little colour sampler here and just click on the green. It should get rid of the whole background. Now from this you're thinking that other colours will work only if they're bright colours like blues and reds and yellows. If they're whites or blacks, I'm pretty sure they don't take the screen out. It's a bit annoying. Right, so now if you just move that to wherever you want it in the video, and then you can make it smaller by clicking on S, that's S on your keypad there whilst you selected this layer, and make it slightly smaller, however small. If you want to change this to about third whilst you're working on it, it will just make the quality a little worse there, but it won't matter because the final quality will still be good. It just means that you can move stuff around a lot easier and it won't lag when you're loading it all up. So that's looking okay to go there. And now I'm just going to show you a project that I did a little bit of earlier with this font in it, with this video bit in it, just to show you what you could make it look like into the scene. You can just add a few other effects that I have. If I just open it up here, there we go, and then if I just make this a little bit bigger, alright, and then you can see I've put an optical flare here which is in effect, and it's in on mine, it's on Video Copilot. I'm not sure if you'll have this, you probably won't unless you've downloaded the plugin. A few other effects, you can have a look what I've added. Just the optical flares is on a separate layer. All I've done is put it on transparent, added a few keyframes to it to make it move along the text, move along where I want it to go until the end. On the actual video layer I've added, where is it? I've added some colour curves. They're always good to add, they're pretty easy to add. You just literally, if I click that off and show you guys, you can see it's really sort of, the colours aren't brought out in it, the lights and darks are all mixing together, it doesn't look too nice. But all you got to do is go down to colour curves here, and then literally just bring that to about there, and that to about there, and it makes the whole scene look a lot nicer. Right, delete that one and put the other one back on. Another effect I've put in on this video bit here is a look suite from Magic Bullet Studio Look Suite, which is another effect, a plugin that you probably have to pay for, and literally just added the hue at the top of the pitch. You can see it's all blue there. You add that, adds a little bit of nice yellow behind the blue optical flare, and a little bit, well, when I finished it, when I rendered it all out, this is what it came out like. Make it a bit smaller, turn that sound down a bit, and it just looks like that. It's come out pretty nice actually, to be honest, and this is a good thing to use just for if you want to do a title and you just don't want a little normal 2D text to come up. You could add some 3D. It's just a really nice looking effect. So that's about all we have today, guys. Thanks for, well, if you get me up to 1,000 subscribers, that would be brilliant. I'm nearly at it already. And also enter my 500 sub competition, because there's still a good chance you can win that. There's not too many entries on that already, so you've got a good chance of winning yourself a free intro and background there. And if you have any problems with this, any questions, post comments on it and I'll see what I can do to help you out. And just rate, comment, subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.